Welcome everyone to another video. Today I'm gonna do something that was requested to me, I think already a couple times, which is a bit of a Cavalry PvP guide. I wanted to do this during KVK, like actually showcasing what I'm gonna say now in a real scenario, but at the same time I thought like I'm probably more focused on actually doing PvP than showing these kinds of things. So, well, here it is. I'm gonna divide the video in two parts, so use the YouTube timestamps to go to one or the other, which is gonna be what I consider more of like basic Cavalry PvP tricks and then more advanced ones. On the advanced ones, we'll go over certain artifacts that allow you to get some extra merits. I'm gonna be talking a bit. It's like maybe the basic stuff is the most important one, which is the one that's gonna give you like overall the biggest improvement. But the advanced one is like those min-max things that you can do to maximize the output of your cavalry. And by the way, I want to remind, I might not know every single trick that there is with cavalry, okay? I'm gonna say the ones I know, and if you know any other one and you want to share it, well, just drop it in the comments and I'll pin it for everyone to see. For those tests, I'm gonna be using both accounts, the infantry and the cavalry one, because some things will require me to hit some targets, etc. So I'm gonna showcase it like that. But yeah, let's go to the cavalry one. Okay, so right now what I want to give you is some basic information about cavalry, which is one, all cavalry units are the same except for the elk riders. The only difference between the Wilderburg and the League of Order cavalry is this passive here, which increases the number of units severely wounded in battle by 5% for both this legion and the enemy legion, okay? So you get some extra merits, but at the expenses of getting some extra side wounds yourself. The Elk Riders, I'm not gonna touch anything about them in this video. They are a completely separate unit. They play completely different, and some of the things that I'm gonna teach here today do not go with them. So I don't know, maybe, like I was thinking, maybe doing one KVK with Elk Riders, but that's gonna be when I have full 55 marches of cavalry and in the future. Okay, so cavalry. First thing I'm gonna say is you really wanna go, like if you're gonna play cavalry, you wanna go with 5 marches, okay? The main reason is you need to understand cavalry as like a burst, like an assassin. If you play League, for example, you could see cavalry as like a Z or anything that's high burst damage. The issue with high burst damage is that those kind of setups, the moment you don't one-shot the enemy is when you start losing, okay? So that's why you want to use 5 cavalry. Okay, let's talk about the main core part of cavalry, which is unyielding rush. Cavalry is pretty much all about this skill here, okay? So pretty much you get a boost in march speed, okay? Whenever you collide with the enemy, you get 1k rage, which instantly triggers your skills, which is why cavalry like are pretty much high burst damage legions. And then you get 15% extra more damage for 10 seconds, depending on the range units that are attacking you. Another really important part, which we will talk about later, is this. While you're rushing, a legion cannot be intercepted, except by infantry, and takes 80% less damage. That 80% is really clutch for some things that I'm gonna showcase later on, okay? Now, how can you maximize unyielding rush? Well, do you see this position here? Okay, okay, look, I'm gonna move my caps there, I don't know how, okay. Something you really want to play with is having the Darkling's Legions enabled, okay? This is a must if you're playing cavalry. The main reason you want this is because in certain situations you will need to run away from the enemies using Darklings. And another trick or tip I'm gonna give you is to always give one warrant, okay? You can use pets the same way. Many people will burn all their warrants just from the get-go. For cap players, I recommend you keep one, because in this situation, for example, like this, in my last KVK, I mean, breaches are usually choke points, okay? Maybe it's not the main choke point, and they will put a keep here with couple marches just to defend in case someone is trying to cross. Now, many people, to cross, they will just go in a straight line through here and they will get hit and move on. The best way to do that is with unyielding rush. So it's what I'm gonna try to recreate here. Now, bear in mind, it depends a bit on how the pet is gonna behave. Well, I actually have no warrants, but The point is you're gonna come to the river and you're gonna target either darklings or a pet on the other side. You will activate Unyielding Rush and you will go through the bridge. Now, you need to be careful with this, because before it was pretty much unlimited, you have really long range. It's not the case anymore, so you might end up running out of the Unyielding Rush midway, but still it is better than just walking, okay? So, I mean, the issue is, can I buy a warrant somehow? Yeah, they don't have the merits. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it in this bridge at least. Let me see if I find a bridge where I can do this, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if it's going to work here. I'm not 100% sure. The distance is super long. As you can see, you activate, the pathing gets you. I don't think I'm gonna, like, if the keep is here, I'm probably not, like, it doesn't last long enough. But you get the concept, okay? Like, it actually, well, is it actually working? Okay, that's kind of wild, I guess. Okay, you get the point, okay? If you want to go through... Now, if there's units here fighting, do not do this, okay? It's not gonna work. But there's gonna be instances where the enemy will have, like, a keep here, maybe a couple marches. This is how you cross zones like this, the safest way. This helps you to escape units too. Let's say, for example, you're getting chased by the enemy. You can do the same here, by the way. Like, let's say, for example, you're fighting down below here. What you can do with Cavalry is you bring them here, you click those darklings, and they will try to go through the path. Now, obviously, this is extremely far away, and they will not get there in time, but the intention is to get that extra movement speed that you need to escape the enemies. I'm gonna showcase it here. Again, it's gonna be the same as the bridge, but you really wanna be, like, you wanna be constantly thinking how to maximize the effects of the unit. So let's say I'm getting chased, okay? I'm gonna target this Darkling, and as well, one march didn't trigger. But as you can see now, I get a march speed bonus, the enemy doesn't, unless he does the same. And look how long I'm traveling the same distance. Now, you could do the same manually from Darkling to Darkling, that's for sure. But this is way smoother. One really big danger of Unyielding Rush is hitting infantry. If you do that, you're gonna get stuck and you're getting killed. So that's something you want to avoid. Now, another basic information I'm gonna give you is you constantly want to be moving with your cavalry, okay? I'm gonna pull up some marches. Well, not yet. So you will really want to be constantly moving, even if the enemy, like let's say for example you engage a mage march, you nuke it down to like rate HP, you still want to swap to another march. The main reason is that 80% damage reduction from Unyielding Rush. Apart from you casting instantly the skills and you hitting super hard, even when your troops are low HP, you want to be reducing all the damage that you're taking, especially from artifacts, okay? I'm gonna showcase you something which you can do pretty easy with Cavalry. So I'm gonna bring my Lily in from this march with the Infernal Flame, and I'm gonna showcase you something you can do, which is you can it mainly works, for example, with archers and mage artifacts. Things like Infernal Flame, which is like several hits rather than one hit. And you can actually dodge most of the damage of the Infernal Flame. And I'm going to showcase it now. Now, it's going to be tricky because I need to do this quick myself on both accounts. But what I'm going to do is charge the... I'm gonna charge the Infernal Flame, I'm not gonna autocast it. Okay, we're gonna dodge the last 3 hits, but I'm getting a bit worried that that's too close. Okay, let's stay here. Okay, first hit, 8k, 8k, 1k, and the last one was a miss. I mean, this obviously is way harder to do because I need to be alt-tabbing between 2 accounts. I could open the second monitor, but still it's way harder, but you get the point, okay? By you moving constantly, or even when you're getting hit, you're gonna reduce so much damage. Like, you literally neglect 7k damage from that Infernal Flame. Okay, another thing I'm gonna talk about, which I already did the video on, but I'm gonna say it again, is spitzing, okay? Now, I made a video with a bit of a clickbait title, which was Spitzing is a noob trap, which is still in a way, but maybe I went too hard. Spitzing is good, all cap players play with Spitzing, I actually play with Spitzing, but my point is, the way you engage your marches should not be just like this. Like, you shouldn't be doing, at least with my setup, I don't engage like this. I will explain this on the advanced part, but I actually micro my marches differently, okay? But again, for cavalry, you want to speed sync your marches. Combinations that are usually run is 51%. I'm running 61%, I think it is, for a bit of an extra march speed. It's up to you, but I really recommend you speed sync your caps, and then here auto formation you disable, as well as, I don't know why this is enabled, but yeah, army group same movement speed, you want to disable that too, okay? Okay, now we're gonna move into the more advanced part of the cavalry, which I think is what everyone is here mostly for. This will be more extensive than the basic one. So first I'm gonna talk about artifacts. So as you can see here, I have my artifact set up. Now this is wrong. I prefer to use the Wolf Woman of Halor, okay? I think it's actually better than Storm Arrows in my opinion. Another thing that I'm gonna be using sometimes is Swordlance Blades. If I'm purely eating, there's no reason for me to use Blink. I'm going 5 of AoE artifact damage and try to maximize that. Now, I don't have one artifact, which I do in this account, which is really strong with Cavalry, okay? And this is gonna be the first advanced tip. If you can get yourself with a Greyman's Warhammer, you can get it at, like, let me see the scaling of the stun duration. You need the Exemplar Wish. Okay, so the thing is with Exemplar Wish, you get 10 seconds of stun. This artifact alone will literally win you every single 5v5 cavalry engagement, okay? It's the most busted thing. You will stun the enemy for 10 seconds, they cannot move, they cannot skills, they cannot cast artifacts. Like, by the time they start engaging again, you already drop so much HP on their marches that they're pretty much dead, okay? So this is the most broken artifact in terms of 5v5 with cavalry, okay? Which usually in top KVKs you're gonna end up in some of those situations. Now, the issue is you actually need Exemplar Wishes for this, and I mean, you don't really need... See, that's the issue. If it's not max, one of the enemy cavalry marches will still hit you. If it's the one with the hammer on the enemy side and he has it max, then you're kinda cooked. I mean, ideally you kinda want this max with Exemplar Wish is mandatory. Max, I mean, you can try it without, but yeah. But this is the first artifact I'm gonna talk about. Really strong. Where I will place this is I will remove my blink from my setup, because again, like, I don't really want to lose, like, it will be between removing the blink or the Kingslayer pretty much. That will be the trade-off. I'm gonna say it's a bit up to you, but I prefer to remove the blink. Now, I'm gonna show you some tricks that you can do to get some free merits when, well, free. I mean, yeah, pretty much free. When there's gonna be situations where the enemy and you will be like in a staring contest where no one's doing anything. What you can do in the meantime, rather than fully eat your caps, is you grab, for example, a Nurak with an Eya. You put Wolf, whatever the artifact is called, I'm not even gonna... You put your pet, okay? Now keep in mind, this artifact is only level 1, so the blink range is really short. Look here, here it is actually max, the Wolf, what is it? As you can see, it's level 5, so obviously the range difference is actually insane, as you can see. Where am I? Okay, they are in this. Okay, as you can see, the range difference is actually crazy, so the higher the better. But the way you're gonna use this is like this. Okay, let's say for example you have some infantry. Okay, and you see some. Try to focus on weak marches, to be honest. Some T4 mages, okay? Behind. Let's say it's like this. What you're gonna do is you're gonna blink. I mean, because it's level 1, this is gonna be hard as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, but I mean the range is too short. But you're gonna blink. Okay. I mean, okay, you probably already have the War Frenzy and it's not as clunky as what I did. You cast the main hero skill, you cast Naya, and then you blink back. And now you dealt extra 6k damage. You're pretty safe, you can do this really quickly. Obviously, if your artifact is higher level, you could even blink past this infantry. The setup you want to use is Urak Naya, because if like there's a couple mage marches next to it, you can get some extra AoE damage. like, is this the ideal? No, but when you're in those situations, you can be really, really annoying with this artifact. Again, you really need to use this. You don't want to go with Storm Arrows. The issue with the Storm Arrows is you're fully committing. This artifact actually allows you to go in, deliver the damage from the main hero, the second hero, the pet, and then you blink. And the artifact, if you didn't know, if we check here, 15% of the damage dealt to a legion after the skill was cast, you deal that as damage. Is I mean, can I see it here? No. This account should be, maybe? Yeah, 6k damage from the artifact, which is really good. And again, if you do this well and you kind of play it safe, you will not lose much. I mean, 2.3k merits, and what did they lose? Like 900 seconds. I can do this like so many more times. Like, look, I'm gonna do it again. Okay, and plus you're using an Invi March, which is gonna be harder to spot. You blink there, you charge in. Again, try to obviously to not get blocked. Main hero cast, second hero cast, pet damage, deep 8k damage. I know you're running away. Okay, pretty simple, pretty good to do in certain situations. But yeah, now I'm gonna talk about my setup and I'm gonna explain how I actually use my caps. I'm gonna remove this, I'm gonna refresh that. I mean, I need merits on that account for Blood Roar or Angry Roar, I'm not sure which one is it. So I guess might as well just do it. Wait. So my cap setup currently is this one. Okay, now as you can see, I run a Theodore Neya. I know many people don't like don't actually like Theodore. I think the issue people have with Theodore is that they are not really maximizing his set, because again, most people are running him secondary, and like, what's the value of debuffing by 30% HP the enemy if most of your heroes already cast their skills? Like, you lose a lot of value. So as you can see, if I press 1, I literally select every single march. Okay, this is a hotkey that I have, which literally selects all my marches. If I have builders or mage march, it gets more tricky and I need to do, like, for example, number 3 for all. But if I press 2, well, if I select my Theodore and I press 2. Okay, if I select only 2, it's only my Theodore. Now, why do I have this setup? Because for me, my Theodore Neya is more of a debuffer march than actual DPS, okay? And you can actually have the same with Forondil if you want, I rather not. So the way most people engage their caps is they will... I mean, why is my Alistair so fast? I don't know. The way they will engage caps usually is like this. This still is fine because Theodore at the end is primary, so now HP debuff like instantly one shot, okay? Because Theodore is primary, this is still kind of acceptable to get the benefit from Theodore. But now I'm gonna show you how I actually do it. It's a bit of a... I mean, I don't know, I consider it a bit of a tryhard move by me, but it is what it is. So again, I will move my caps, I do Theodore with the 2, and then I charge with the rest. The charge doesn't cancel, HP debuff is in, now all the other marches are benefiting from the... and it's one shot, okay? Again, like obviously if you're fighting 5 versus 1, you're probably one-shotting him no matter what, and I'm not even using the artifacts. But if you're already fighting some T5s or there are several marches, this is the way to min-max your Theodore, okay? And again, this is extremely important if you run Theodore secondary, okay? Because I run him primary, like I'm still benefiting from the HP debuff, but if you run him secondary, you really want to send your march with Theodore first, wait for Theodore to apply this debuff and then engage your DPS caps. Another thing that I think people should be aware of is sometimes you need to sacrifice one of your marches, okay? Let's say, for example, I'm trying to hit something behind this infantry, okay, which is some mages, and obviously they are not AFK. So I'm coming this way, they target, I mean the issue is knowing what they're targeting. But what you kinda do is you engage, I mean, it's a bit tricky to micro with my setup, okay? But what you can do is you literally just sacrifice one cap, whoops, wrong account, while you're moving the rest on the flank to hit the mages, okay? Yes, this will get kinda cooked, but even if the infantry tries to move, it's not gonna be as efficient, and again, I mean, you're still dealing so much damage. You stun with this, and now you run away. And he's stunned because of the Urag artifact. These small things at the end you gotta do. Now, one more thing about artifacts. There are certain artifacts that you don't want on autocast. Those are... where is it? Here. This one I recommend to do it manually. It's still kind of okayish if you do it not manually, but the main reason I say to do this manually is because this tremble effect, which is pretty much like cannot move, launch normal attacks or cast rage skills, sometimes you can use it to escape from certain situations. So the enemy engages you with some caps, you can literally CC some of their caps. Sadly for now it only lasts 2 seconds, up to 3, okay? Same with the hammer. If you're using the hammer and the wolf hole, do not use them on autocast. What you want to do is engage, manually spam the key of the hammer. You want to really be spamming that, and then kind of calculate when the hammer is going to be off, and then you use the wolf hole, okay? So the enemy is even further stunned, and you're pretty much just killing them at that point. I don't think there's any more regarding Cavalry artifacts. Another thing I want to comment on is that there are certain heroes that for some reason the game... Okay, as you can see I have one tiny ball of my Cavalry. So if you're trying to target something here, it's hard to aim for what you're trying to get, hit, okay? For some reason the game always tries to make some heroes be on the top, so whenever you're getting targeted, those are more likely to get targeted. In this case it's usually Farandir or Tobin, as you can see. Look. Try to target, it's pretty much Tobin. If I move my caps a bit, you could say maybe they get shuffled or whatever you want to call that, like. It's Tobin again. Like, if I go here, for example, I mean, now they're not that tight, okay. It's Tobin again. Like, I just don't know, like... It's always Tobin. I just don't know why, okay? Now if I remove Tobin, seems to be Alistair. If I go again with Tobin, you will see that it's gonna be Tobin again. Tobin. Why that happens, I'm not sure, but it actually, you need to keep this in mind for your reports, okay? The main reason I say this is because you might say, wow, this march is not doing well. Well, maybe it's actually the game trying to cook you by making that march be the first one that stands up. Okay, I want to add one last part to these like first heroes to be targeted. I was talking further with Untouch. Well, he told me to do different combinations, okay, to see exactly who comes on top. Now he's telling me to do pets and artifacts. I'll do that, but I don't think that's the main cause. I think the order is Tobin is always like... Tobin always comes on top. Now the moment I remove Tobin from primary, if I do rather than Tobin Urag, I do Urag Tobin, then it's Forondil, and it's always Forondil the second one, which is actually kind of crazy. So if you run, for example, Tobin Urag, that will be the march that will always be targeted. If you like, obviously, if you have all of them like in a small ball like this, okay, if like they're spread, it doesn't matter. If you have Urag Tobin, then it's Forondil Mu or Forondil Theodore or whatever the thing that's getting targeted. I don't know exactly what causes it. I don't think I'm probably gonna figure it out. I'm gonna test the pet thing and the artifact thing, but like I don't think it matters because if it were the pets, when I was running Urag Tobin, I should still be on top, but it's not the case. I'm just being on top because Tobin, which, I don't know, it's a bit weird, but yeah. I currently don't know if there's any way to, like, kinda, like try to make one of the marches stand more than the others. Because if that's were to be the case, I'd probably try to manage to not be my Tobin Urag or my Emery's or my Theodore, one of the marches that is getting hit. But yeah, I think pretty much that's it. I covered some of the stuff. Again, the most important thing is Unyielding Rush. Like, you can use it in so many ways. You can reduce damage from enemy artifacts. Works the same for heroes, for skills. It's just the bread and butter of Cavalry. If this skill ever gets nerfed, I think it's gonna hurt Cavalry a lot. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it. If you have any other extra tips, let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one.